As someone who has done over 1,000 gameplay reviews analyzing some of your footage you guys sent in for me to help you improve, I have seen quite a few common mistakes players make. And this goes for both mouse and keyboard and controller users. In this video, I will be going over what the #1 issue is players make while strafe aiming, so if you do enjoy it, give it a like, and if you're new around here, please consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind later. Out of the vast amount of problems that remain persistent in someone's game, it usually deals with movement or aiming of some sort. In our case, it is strafe aim, a combination of the two. Special thanks to Tamio and Etheria for refreshing me on the proper terminology for this case. So what exactly is strafe aim? Well, it quite literally is aiming with your strafing movement. As you move left, for example, your crosshair will move left with you along with the rest of your vision, but only slightly. This is helpful for aiding in very precise aim at far ranges or up close to assist in counter strafing. The last thing, which is something I found out and I made a video about, is that it helps with controlling recoil, almost like a shortcut method, but you need to still stay on target to hit your shots. I'll leave a card on screen and down below if you want to check that video out. So strafe aim sounds pretty damn good and efficient. So what's the issue that people are having with it that I keep noticing? Well, it's there to help aid you in hitting your shots. It's not something that you should rely on, which is the problem that remains common in almost every video I review. What I mean by this is that people will quite literally move to the left or to the right and mag dump in the direction of an enemy without keeping the crosshairs or the reticle on target. This is very common, especially when they see someone else do it and they hit all their shots, so they try to replicate it. However, the person they're watching is a little bit more mechanically skilled. I have a video that covers the basics of strafing that you guys should definitely check out if you can't get it down right or need a quick refresher. If so, there will be a card on screen and a link down below. Regardless, no matter what, if you are trying to hit your target, the only way of doing so, generally speaking of course, is by keeping the reticle on said target. The second you start moving, so does your reticle. That's why we are given a mouse or the right joystick to aim. And if you struggle with this, then it's time to start using one of these two options. Moving in a direction and tracking a target can be quite difficult. It does actually take quite a bit of skill for your arms, fingers, and thumbs to do something opposite of the other hand, especially since our bodies work very well in symmetry. And that's something that needs to be learned over time to do the opposite of just that. So let us take an example into mind and say we are moving to the left. If our target is stationary, we will have to rotate towards the right to keep our reticle on target. If we don't, we miss. The target isn't going to be moving with us, and even if it was, the odds of the enemy moving at the same speed is unlikely, as we can tell from the GIF on screen created by Reddit user Strafe. Each weapon has a different movement speed when aiming. You also do when crouching, running, walking, etc. So your best bet is to do your best at tracking the enemy. Watch the direction of their upper torso is leaning, or even the direction their legs are moving, just for the fact you know what direction they are actually moving, and to react if they switch it up on you. The key thing to do here is constantly to keep your eye on your enemy. Do not look at your reticle unless you are lining a 500-meter shot with a Kraber. That's a completely different story. On our stationary target, as we move to the left, we need to turn to the right to stay on target. If the target is moving to the left in the same direction as us, and for example's sake, we kept moving in the same direction, as I explained earlier, the enemy probably isn't moving at the same speed, so we will have to adjust our aim using the mouse or right joystick and turn towards the enemy to keep our reticle on them and consistently hit them. And it also depends on what range they're at, if you have to lead the target, etc. Now, if the enemy is moving in the opposite direction, we will obviously have to turn to the right and shoot them. And since they are moving opposite to the direction as us, we will have to turn twice as fast to keep on target because of the opposing movements. To perform these exercises without having to go through RNG in a game and hoping to get in a fight, you can practice this in the firing range with a buddy, the dummy targets, or even the blue moving targets. If you do end up bringing a buddy to the firing range to practice with, make sure to take turns and let them give it a shot against you. And better yet, instead of explaining this entire thing to them, send them this video instead. Simply grab the red Evo shield, a legendary backpack, guns, whatever optics you want, a maximum magazine, a stock if you want, but don't touch a barrel stabilizer so you can indirectly practice recoil control as well. And stray away from any legendary attachments like the turbocharger or skull piercer. Line up at different distances, 10 meters, 15, 20, whatever you want to practice, and try out different scenarios that are at first planned, and once you're comfortable and confident, have your buddy try to move unpredictably in either direction, or both try and trip you up a little bit. This will help with the tracking, strafe aim, recoil control, and overall movement. Just remember, it's always harder to hit a moving target, so keep on moving. And an analogy from stream I always tell people is that imagine you're playing catch with your future son, all right? Your son, he's a shit throw, so he throws all the way to the left or right of you, and you have to go and get the ball. The easiest way to throw the ball to your son from where you are is just to turn your upper body and throw the ball right at him. However, if you are someone that's making a mistake, as I mentioned in the video, then you would just run to the ball, run back to the spot, and then throw back to your son. That would make no sense whatsoever, and it doesn't make sense to do it in game, so just don't do it. Turn your upper body to throw the ball to your son. It'll make things much better, trust me. Thank you all so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, comment down below if you struggle with strafe aiming properly, and if this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, or if you have overcome this yourself, do not hesitate to share your experience below. It may just help someone else out and teach someone, even me, something new. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for more videos just like this, because I'm a gamer. I'll see you all next time. Peace!